Hey, it's B. I got off the phone earlier today with a dear friend of mine. And I had this urge, I had this hit, I had this knowing that I needed to call her. And I've been knowing that I needed to call her, like I've been feeling it kind of build. I've been watching the energy of it, and I've been feeling it. And I told my husband last night, I said, I need to call her tomorrow. And so I did. Apparently, 3 minutes or so before I had called her, she had been in meditation and asking for a next step on her journey. And then, poof, along comes my call. And I wanted to talk today a little bit about the magic of this. The magic that is available for you, that's available for each one of us, if we're willing to just lean in and trust it. You know, we are hardwired for connection. We are hardwired to fuse in this magical dance of synergy. And the animal kingdom does it. If you watch the monkey populations in the jungle, monkeys will, like across species, if there's a predator around, they will send out their calls and they will call for help, and great groups of monkeys of all different types of species will come together and protect one another. And we do the same thing as people. Your vibration is always sending out a signal, and it's always sending out a heart coherence, an energetic wave, a spider web of energy, if you will. And at any given moment, we are sharing the same web. And so sometimes you'll be listening to someone and what they're saying resonates with you on such a deep level that there is no denying that you and them are on the same thread and on the same web of energy in that moment. Right? So if you can just imagine this, that everything that you truly desire. Now, I got to be very clear here, okay? What you think you desire is one thing. That's one thing. That's a lot of that is conditioning. A lot of that is keeping up with the Joneses nonsense. A lot of that is things that you've been programmed or conditioned or groomed into thinking that you need to have. Okay, now, what you think you desire and what your being, what the wholeness and the totality of you are, what that part of you, the infinite part of you desires, can be two very different things. And if you are here, if you're watching this video, you're one of these people, okay? If you're here and you know you're called for something greater, you're called for something beyond, maybe beyond what we've already had on the planet, beyond what you've already experienced for yourself on the planet, beyond what we have been shown as possible. If you are one of those people, you're here to actually create the new. You're here to step into the great beyond and pull forth a whole new reality that we know is available. You must know we're operating on webs of energy, on threads of energy. And the wholeness of who you are has an energetic tone and frequency that is undeniable and unmistakable to the other people that are meant to be resonant with it, that are meant to synergize with your energy. And you feel it. It buzzes through your being, and you might not be able to consciously comprehend what's happening. But you feel it. You feel it within your being. There's just this knowing of like, I know that there's some kind of something here. There's some kind of connection. There's clearly something greater available. And doesn't it seem to come to life when you tap into these other energies? Because we're hardwired for that. We are hardwired to actually come to life and bring forth our greatest genius in the presence of other people. There is something that is dynamic about your design that allows you to do this fusing and synergizing thing with other people and with other people that want to create what you want to create. We're not actually here to do any of it alone. That saying, it takes a village, exists for a reason, because it actually does take a village. One of the ways that they robbed us of our power was they robbed us of our community. They robbed us of our connection. We are always greater together. There are things that surface that cannot happen in isolation. We're like pieces of the puzzle, and each piece is necessary to create the full, beautiful tapestry. Right? So something really interesting is happening right now, though, and what a beautiful time and space to be alive, is it not? It's wild. But is there not beauty in the disaster? Is there not beauty in the breakdown? Because in the breakdown, it clears space to have something else pop up entirely. And until you get to that flat space, you cannot build the new on top of that which is broken and decrepit and old. Okay, so you have things that you need to go do a little bit of an inventory on yourself. You need to kind of go dig around your garden and check out what's growing within your own being. And I think this time now, more than ever, is our time to get really clear on this. What am I actually cultivating within myself? These desires, these wishes that I have, are they truly mine? Is this truly something that I desire? Or did I pick it up because someone else said I should? Okay, now is the time in your life to really choose to be true to yourself, whatever that might look like. There are many things that you probably think that you have to have that you don't actually have to have before you can have the reality that you'd really like to have. I'm going to say that another way because I know that was a tongue twister. Most of you think that you need to have a big fat freaking stack of cash before you can set out and you can go travel, or you can start the business, or you can do the thing, right? That's bullshit. That's absolute utter bullshit. It's not even true. How many places are you actually limiting what's possible and what's available for you with a list of criteria that isn't even accurate, especially in this new energy? Have you guys felt it? It's like up until I felt it start to shift in December, but the big crescendo for me, like the breaking through in the new energy, was right around my birthday, like springtime. And it was like all of a sudden this the energy shifted, it lifted, and it was like someone took their hand off the top of my head when it felt like they had been holding me under, and they took it off, and I could finally bounce back up to the surface and I could breathe again. That is our well-being. That is our birthright. That is that returning to us now. Okay? All of the old programs, all of the old paradigms, all of that is falling off. All of that is being revealed. Allow it to be revealed. Allow yourself to become aware of it so you can step into the space of having something else. You can do it like this. You can go from this reality that you're in to something entirely different in just a moment. And all it is coming back to congruence with the truth of who and what you really are, what you're really here to do, and who you're really here to be, ultimately. Okay? So who are you actually here to be? Who are you? If you take off all the hats and you take off all the masks and you take off all the labels, which are really just other things that have you place yourself in a box and limit the power and the potentiality that you are. That's all those things do. When we feel the need to label who and what we are down to the minute detail, you are locking yourself into a cage. It is unnecessary. The fact that you are unique and different is the beauty and the power. But if you just pull the labels off and you just allow yourself to be you, you will find yourself in this web of energy, connected to everything and everyone that you truly desire. That you truly, like, through your being, this would have me feel so fulfilled and so full and so joyful. And I can tell you that thing is, that thing that's going to have you feel so alive and so you. It's not easy. It's probably not going to be simple. You don't want it easy. Your life would be boring as shit if it was easy. I got to tell you something. We've been driving for 2 years now. Father's Day weekend 2 years ago, we hit the road. And we've been digital nomads ever since. And we've driven 60 some odd thousand miles and seen a gazillion amazing things. And, I've been given my whole life because I was willing to leave behind every single thing that they said that I had to have, that I thought that I wanted. And the further down this road I go, the more I realize how provided for we are, how protected we are, how led we are, how much is available for us. We live in the literal Garden of Eden. That's the real world. The real world, the natural world, is thriving. She is well. That is how you are intended to be upon this planet, thriving and well. Okay? And if you can just tap into this space where you are really owning that and you are being the fullness of who you really are, your path is going to unwind for you. They pulled us out of our power by convincing us that we had to do it alone, that we couldn't be ourselves, that we had to fit into some box or some whatever standard nonsense. They cut us off from our community, from our source, from ourself. And the revolution truly is an internal one. It is us reclaiming all of these things that have been robbed and perverted. It's us taking back what is rightfully ours, our well-being, our vitality, our knowing, our wisdom. And the more that you're willing to do that, the more that you're willing to just be who you are. No fear of what other people are going to think, and quite frankly, with such a fierceness that you are willing to have that bitch switch should anyone attempt to make you bend. If you can find that space of resolve within your own knowing of who you are and who you are here to be, the entire everything that you are truly desiring will be handed to you. That which you seek is seeking you, not a watered down, diluted version of you, not a chopped off, numbed out, turned down, turned off version of you. And the moment that you get that, the moment that you get like you really are enough, because you are, and you really are never too much, not for the ones that actually require you. When you really get that, that's when life really begins to get fun. So, all right. Much love to y'all. I'm sure we'll chat soon. Have a beautiful day.